What up, Dokkanners? We are 15 days away from the start of the 9th anniversary, little over 2 weeks left. So it is time to jump into the actual celebration preview series. We're going to be taking a look at part 1 in today's video. We will be looking at how many stones approximately we can earn just in part 1. Then we will do another video following this in the future for part 2, part 3, and then we will do a full-on Dragonstone count for the entire celebration. And then we'll be doing other ones as well, because we still have more topics to cover as we get ready and get closer and closer to the 9th anniversary. So if you guys have been enjoying all the 9th anniversary content, if you guys are looking forward to 9th anniversary hype, make sure you guys hit that subscribe button. We are on the road to 90,000 subscribers. Thank you guys so much. Let's jump in here. So what I did for my Dragonstone count is I actually tried to carefully sparse everything out piece by piece. So normally, like when you're calculating login, the easiest solution would be to just count how many days, multiply by how many stones you get per day, and then you're done. But I also factored in the duration for each section of the celebration. I did the same thing for the missions, how many days. This is a pretty accurate count, but I will still in general be counting or underestimating just because I prefer it that way. That way, if there is any sort of calculation error or any sort of the variables that I like to mention, generally speaking, it won't result in over expectations, right? Human calculation error, always a thing. Possible additional social media campaigns, that's also a thing on global especially. Top grossing performance, always a question mark, but in general for for major celebrations like anniversaries, worldwide download, thank you celebrations, these wouldn't deviate too much, but they have, but maybe not to the extent that some other celebrations have. Possible missed events. The wiki is like dead now, so I had to see, one of the many things that I loved about the original Dokkan Wiki is that every year they would do the Dragonstone breakdown. They would go through and break everything down, which made it so much easier for people like myself to actually present to you guys. Now I had to go through piece by piece and actually find every single mission, every single login. I did the best that I could, but of course there could still be errors. So for all those different reasons, this is going to be an underestimation as per usual. So let's jump in here, starting with the beginning of the celebration. 9th anniversary for JP started on the 28th of January. For global, it'll be July 7th. I kept all the windows the same, like the durations and all that stuff, so I would assume everything will just simply translate. We had the logins and we had the missions. Now for the logins, for a marquee celebration such as this, we actually get triple the Dragonstones per login. Instead of just 1, you get 3. Also on the first day, we're going to be getting a special redstone for free. We will take a look at what that entails, what sort of characters you can get from it. 30 Dragonstones, 7 rainbow tickets. These are the same rainbow tickets that you're going to be using for the special summon on any one of the 4 major banners. And 5 of the, I believe, 14? 12? However many available Gojitas they're going to be giving us throughout the celebration. I would imagine it's going to be the full 14, because that way you can rainbow the guy. I don't think they would give anything less. So all of these on top of the 3 stones, 1 9th anniversary free ticket, coin, and Kai. So fantastic way to start. And considering that the celebration for part 1 is 14 days, this is how long it was for JP. So I translated that to global. It looks like it says 13, but keep in mind the first day is inclusive. But then after the 20th, the 21st, like part 1 would end right before the 21st's login begins. That's why it's like 1 less, but it all checks out. So 14 days. So 14 times 3 is 42. Plus the additional 30 stones gives us 72. And then as far as the default daily missions, what I did was every single day that Dokkan exists, you get 1 stone just by doing it. But then you also get an extra stone on the weekends. So every time that there is a 7-day period, you would count 2 of those days for double. So let's just say, for example, part 1 was 7 days. We would have got 9 default daily mission stones, because 1 per day, but then 2 on the weekends. Since there's 14 days, I am assuming that, 14, 7 times 2, you'll have double the weekends. So that means 4 extra stones. So 14 plus 4 equals 18. And then for the daily missions for part 1 itself, that doesn't change. That would be 14. And then for the part 1 missions overall, we get 5. So I went through and found all of the missions piece by piece, and I put all that together. So that's what this is right here. They just talk about the daily missions. They talk about the entire part 1 missions. There's not a whole lot of stones to be gained. As you can see, it's mainly coins and the various copies of Gogeta. The coins matter because the coins give you access to a ton of Kais, a lot of free-to-play characters. You can even get hit potential, orbs, a whole bunch of good stuff. So while you're not getting stones here, you're going to be getting other useful stuff here as well. So yeah, there's plenty of stones to go around. Not that big of a loss. So we got all that. Let's move on now to what's the next part? The banners. So I will be doing a banner breakdown going over all 4 major banners, but to quickly just check out what the banners look like. We got the Dokkan Festival Broly, and we've got the Carnival Gogeta. Now, make no mistake, this banner definitely looks way inferior to the Dokkan Festival, but both headlining units are incredible. Gogeta, worth pursuing in spite of the fact that this does not look as strong as this. Both banners are still good. Broly ushers in a new era for Extreme Class. The predecessor was, I was going to say All for One. What is wrong with me? That's not even close. Fusion Zamasu. I'm just, yeah, okay. I like MHA. What can I say? So these two great Extreme Class characters. This guy is going to be broken when he gets his EZA. Not that that's happening this year. If anything, it's theoretically supposed to be next year when he should be getting it, but we all know that they don't follow a schedule for that sort of thing anymore. But I mean, and then this guy's actually stupidly good. I didn't even mention him. He is really, really, really good. So Extreme Class is represented very well on this banner. And then of course you got last year's anniversary. You've got the previous year's anniversary. You've got EZA. This guy's getting an EZA during the celebration itself. These two 5-year LRs have had EZA since last year, and they're still really, really good. The weakest unit of all would be this guy, but you throw him on an Extreme Class team led by Broly, you're gonna be fine. So this is a good banner overall. The Gogeta banner, yes, definitely weaker. You got 4 solid EZAs though. You got UI Goku. So for those of you who might not necessarily have the character's EZA during Countdown, you'll still be able to potentially pick it up during these summons. So you'll have this. One of the best EZAs in the game right here, the Broly trio. You got Bardock and Gine, and you got the Broly and Paragus, and then of course Gogeta. The weakest links would be these two. And then you've got like older character or older anniversaries, like 8th anniversary, worldwide. So still a good selection, not as strong as the Dokkan Festival. We'll go in more detail in another video. Looking at the Dokkan event, we only have 1 new Dokkan event because Broly is the Dokkan Festival for part 1. Gogeta is the Carnival LR. So if you guys saw my medal breakdown video, you don't need any new event for the Gogeta. You will just be using all older events, and we will take a look at the medals that you need because we are going to be getting some support on that. But for this one, this is the new stage. What's the weakness? Like the good guys? Yeah, the good guys of Dragon Ball Super Broly. So that would be like Coat Vegeta. Any character that was in the movie, basically. So here you go. LR Gods would be fantastic to counter for this Dokkan event. Usually after my summons, I like to do a post-game show where I farm all the medals. This time, that's not going to happen because of the crazy Dokkan Awakening support campaign. So I did a full breakdown in another video about just how much you need for each character. Once again, here is that image if you guys want to screen capture this. So there it is. Want to pause it? Go ahead. This is the full breakdown. But the thing about this is that you really don't have to do a whole lot. Everything that these characters need, with the exception of like the newer character, the newer medals to an extent, everything else is covered. These 2 medals totally covered because all of the support missions take care of it. This one is totally covered. These 2 you would need to do a little bit. Orange Piccolo is taken care of. So the full breakdown is literally just this: 7 medals of this guy, 28 medals of this guy, 21 for Gamma 1, 21 for Gamma 2. You'll need about 15% of all total medals. If you are trying to farm ahead of time, this is at most what you really have to do because they cover 85% of the medals essentially when you jump into the celebration itself. So they do a really, really good job of that. Moving on here, we got the 9th anniversary rainbow ticket missions. I will be doing another video for this. Not all of them will be obtainable. There's 50 tickets in total. You get 7 upon first login, 43 obtainable through missions. And so we get about, I'd say maybe like half of it in part 1. And then the second half would be split up between part 2 and part 3, allowing you only to summon on any one of the 4 major banners in part 3 once all discounts are gone. That's the idea. So you gotta go all in all those discount summons first, and then once you are truly done and all you have left would be the ticket summon, that'll happen in part 3. 9th anniversary free-to-play summon. This is what we have been working towards right now with the countdown missions. This is the banner that is up for grabs. If you miss some of the missions, if you perhaps missed a week's worth of basic missions, it's not the end of the world. You are not missing out on anything crazy. I would still say that, you know, these picking up 1 or 2 characters here and there would still be good, but it's not the end of the world. You are not missing out on, you know, premium top tier characters. These guys are nice, you know, cogs in the various machines that you may run, but they are not game breaking. Let's see. Moving on now to the coin shop. So the coin shop, I can't access. Actually, look how it says baby shop. Maybe we'll just check here. Does the DokkanInfo.com have... no. Does it have it here? Coin? No. Okay, so it's not here. I just went back to 8th Anniversary's coin shop. This gives us basically all we need to know. It gives you Kais. It gives you previous year's collectible LRs, or not LRs, free-to-play units. It gives you various resources, awakening medals, training items, meat, some nice items like Ghost Ushers, Whis, Hidden Potential Orbs. So depending on who you are, what you're looking for, they pretty much have you covered. In general, I do advise that people go for Kais. You know, if they want to collect all the different characters, they can. I would say Kais, meat, and Hidden Potential Orbs would probably be among the most important assets. If you're a new player, you don't have as many Hidden Potential Orbs, this could be very useful, especially when you are newer to the game and you are summoning for all of these different characters. This is one of those times where saving for future banners is not what people are going to be telling you. You're going to be summoning, and you're going to be summoning a lot. So naturally, with a lot of new characters coming in, you're going to need a lot of Kais, you're going to need a lot of Hidden Potential Orbs, you're going to need a lot of Zenny, you're going to need a lot of stamina to get all the medals to awaken these guys. It's going to take a lot of work for newer accounts to be able to keep up with the massive influx of characters that are going to be surging in during this celebration. So that is where the coin shop will help mitigate some of the cost by giving it to you sort of readily available. But in general, those are the sorts of resources that I recommend people pursue on this. I did do a full breakdown on the free-to-play side of the anniversary in terms of the Kai grinding. You can farm several of the units' super attacks for free. That would be a good idea because it will allow you to not have to spend nearly as many Kais, and you can spread the wealth a little bit more. So definitely go back and check out that video. Going back here, we've got, so here we go, the special treasures. The 9th anniversary special redstone, is that what it's called? So here we go. This is the free one. This is given to you upon first login. So this is my first time actually seeing this since JP got this. I kind of forgot. So with your one redstone, they give you 2 combo packs. You can get God Goku, God Vegeta, and Jocko. 2 of them have EZAs. Jocko eventually would get one. Not anytime soon, though. And then the other option is all 3 EZAs. You got Golden Frieza, you've got the Broly, and you've got the Beerus. Golden Frieza is the best EZA of these 3. These 2 are okay. God Goku is fantastic. Both have really, really good, like, tanking first EZAs. The other 2 are okay. Out of these 2, though, I would probably say that this guy is better. This combo is better. But let's take a look at the regular selection. Okay, so Kid Buu is not here, and the AGL Super Saiyan 3 Goku is not here, but Tax Super Saiyan 3 Gotenks is here, and the physical Goku Black are here. Now, the reason why these 2, I'm pointing them out, is because for those of you during Golden Week who may have not been able to pick up these 2 characters, maybe you didn't have the awareness to hold on to those things before the end of Golden Week, this is another opportunity to pick up one of these if you want, or once again, this would be one of those situations where you might be better off holding on to it until the end of the celebration, and then as we get closer to the end, JP will be in Tanabata while Global is in the 9th anniversary. So depending on what sort of crazy EZAs they get, or what sort of crazy unit they receive that could utilize one of these characters as a fantastic link buddy or support, then maybe you could pick it up. This for JP went from the 28th of January, so start of 9th anniversary, day 1, all the way until the end of part 3. So you're going to have well over a month to actually hold on to this and decide for yourself. So this is going to be one of those things. I'm telling you now, I did get roasted, understandably so, for being a day late the last time when we were in Golden Week. I didn't drop this video on the first day. So I'm reminding y'all now, when you get these special trade jewels, this one's free, the other 2 are paid for, hold on to them. There's going to be so much happening during the celebration. Once you are done with all of your summons, if you didn't summon on, or if you didn't pull any of these characters in other ways, or you know what JP now has, Global could potentially get that relatively soon, then you can make a more informed decision. So this will be the first one. The other 2 are paid. So this is the premium UR selection. And with this one, whoa, this looks great. It's awesome. A lot of newer characters. You haven't seen these really before. Okay, so looking at these, the one that stands out would be Kefla. You could buy Kefla's EZA, and Kefla's really, really good. But this also means that down the road, other characters on this list will be receiving EZAs. Beerus has an EZA. Hito has an EZA. Broly, Gogeta all have EZAs. The bottom 5 characters all have EZAs. Is there anybody else? No, that's it. So eventually these guys could receive EZAs. I think probably the soonest would be this guy, because he is a Saiyan Day character, and so next year when we get to Saiyan Day, this Broly could conceivably receive an EZA. But I mean, any one of them could get it. And again, depending on what JP gets, you might want to hold on to making that decision until the very end. Again, you can choose until the 3rd or the 12th of March. So for global, it will be whenever the end of the anniversary is that you actually have to make that decision. So this is like one of the last few times that global players will actually be able to use the global foresight, if you will. And then the last one is the premium LR. So this one you also pay for. We have wow, a lot of EZAs here. Everybody, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, everybody here. So the bottom 2 rows all have EZAs, and it's just the top 4 minus the blue dudes that don't have EZAs. A lot of people are thinking Gogeta's EZA could be coming up, especially because STR Vegeto's EZA happened and he was stupid. These 2 are far more recent. I would say between the other characters, so it's just the Gogeta and the Jiren, I would say one of these 2 is very likely to receive an EZA before the end of the year. That's just my little guess. I am personally hoping that it's this guy, because I want Tournament of Power to be represented either in Tanabata or in Worldwide Download. And if that happens, this guy should definitely receive an EZA. So this is another one of those times where you buy the jewel, you hold on to it, and you wait until the end of the anniversary to actually decide what to pick up. Just do it. Moving on now. We've got some, yeah, so these are the packs for it. Packs, SNS social media campaign. This gives you about a total of 10 Dragon Stones. Each part, you basically like tap on the little horn thing. It'll ask you to tweet or whatever. You don't have to. You just back out. You'll get your Dragon Stones. I don't ever do that sort of thing because I don't want to. And yeah, 10 Dragon Stones essentially right there, spread out across 3 parts. Then we've got the start of the 2 story events that give us the free-to-play characters. We got the Beerus and we got the Frieza. So for the first part in part 1, I think Beerus can Dokkan Awaken. I'm pretty sure he'll Dokkan Awaken in part 1. So his SSR will become a TUR. And then for the Frieza, I don't think that happens. I don't remember. It doesn't really matter because eventually their EZAs happen in part 3. So they just spread it out so that you have the same content to come back to as you get closer and closer to the end. This is a great event because the Broly event can be done, I think, once per day, right? You can do this daily, and it gives you access to Super Boss skill orbs, EX skill orbs. Is it EX skill orbs or just regular skill orbs? Doesn't matter. It's for Super Boss, and that's good because Super Bosses is on the rise, as you've seen with Broly, Cell Max, Goku Black Rose, Goku Black's Super EZA. Super Bosses is a category that is getting more and more powerful with each passing celebration, apparently. So this is going to be a great event to run every single day. Considering the celebration is usually on for what, like 45 days? That's 45 attempts on this event to give you some nice EX skill orbs. That's it. EX skill orbs exclusive to Super Boss. Fantastic. Doesn't give much in terms of stones, but it's still fantastic. This reminds me of last year. We were able to do Power of Wishes once per day, and I had a ton of amazing orbs that not only helped me during the anniversary, but I had top tier builds for my worldwide download characters last year because of Power of Wishes. Next up, it is the Realm of the Assassin. I think that's what it's called. Assassin's Domain? Assassin's Territory. So this is the Hito stage. This has these missions, I believe, were reset on JP in another celebration afterwards. So while these missions don't necessarily have to be done right away, you should try to get them done. I don't know how difficult this event actually is because, again, I try to stay away from all that stuff. JP players, if you guys want to chime in the comments down below, feel free to share how this was for you. These are the missions that you have, so you can get about 15 missions, actually 16 for clearing the stage. 16 Dragon Stones in total from this. And if you use a domain ability, you would overwrite Hito's domain. So if you do that, you would essentially cancel the gimmick of the event. So that probably makes it way easier. Then we've got the answer to the red zone. One of the major issues in Dokkan right now is that most of the endgame content that is difficult allows you to fight villains, but you don't really get to fight heroes. So it makes the extreme class units a little bit less desirable because the enemies that they can beat are older events. So the blue zone corrects that mistake with a new series that focuses on heroes. Now, I don't want to look at what these characters can do, so I'm gonna skip over down here. But as you can see, it is broken down exactly as the red zone. You clear stage, you get 5 stones, you get 7 tickets. Same thing, 5 stones, 7 tickets. And then on the final few stages, you get these extra missions. They actually have a few here. Clear stage 3, clear stage 6. That's because these actually release at different times. So stages 1, 2, and 3 drop during part 1. So that's why the final stage for part 1 would be part 3. That's where there's a mission. 9th anniversary missions are here. So we talked about this before. You can earn a bunch of Gojitas, a bunch of nice resources, coins, probably the most important. You can get some Kais, medals, and all that stuff. Very good. Boss Rush and Red Zone. So the final 2 stages for Red Zone, Movie Edition 2, do drop during this. Now, again, considering that Global went through the gauntlet that was the Majin Buu Saga Red Zone event during Golden Week, I don't think these final 2 stages are going to be very difficult, but we will see. And with the end of the Red Zone 2, that does give us the support memory, does it not? Yes, the Beerus support memory. You'll get more tickets. So that's cool. JP players, feel free to chime in. How do the final 2... I don't want to look. How do the final 2 stages of Movie Edition 2 Red Zone compare to the Golden Week Red Zone, Majin Buu Saga? So, Boss Rush. This is basically a training exercise. It is 5 Dokkan events put together. So for me, I can tell you that when I started playing Dokkan, this was thrilling content because a Dokkan event was fairly challenging for a new player. So now string together 5 of them with the same core sets of items that you can use only once through. That was pretty exhilarating for me. And the payoff, 35 Dragon Stones. So if you're a new player, this is the baseline challenge event from which other challenge events get more difficult. So this is a good place to start. After you do quest mode, after you do story events, this is a good place to start. And then for veteran Dokkanners, this is basically just a speed bump. You go through it. It's very satisfying to basically do nothing and auto your way through and get 35 stones for free. That's essentially what this event has become. Now, I don't know what the cast is for this, but it really doesn't matter. It's just like some of the 5 most recent Dokkan events all stitched together. Who cares? Look at that. Look at that. All of these, if you're brand new to the game, you have 19 different boss rushes. You are getting, what is this, 14 times 35 plus like all of these down here. That's so many just from boss rush. That alone, it would just make me love the game. Now let's go back. We got the support memory boost. Ooh, I actually didn't look this up. This gives us, well, let's see. What is this going to be giving us a boost for? So this gives us the boost for, scroll down here a little bit more, God Goku. So we get about 6 stones from this. And then the God Goku one is going to be a Realm of Gods 10% for 2 turns boost. Okay. Realm of Gods is going to get a nice little boost here. Ultimate Clash, we're going to be getting 35 Dragon Stones from this. It is specialized for Tournament of Power, which is very nice. It's my favorite category. So I don't know how difficult the final boss is for this one in comparison to the Meta Cooler that we just had. So maybe this is easier. Maybe this is tougher. I don't know. JP players, feel free to let us know if you want. But yeah, I think after Meta Cooler, I think pretty much all global players will be ready for what's coming up. That is also nice. I don't like how global's scheduling is like weird and unorthodox, but there are a couple of times where some of the things that we do in out of order kind of helps us in the end. I still don't condone it. And then the rest of it is all like older stuff from the countdown celebration and whatnot. So I didn't actually go through the countdown campaign just because we're so close to it. We'll be looking at the campaign breakdown anyway. But there you have it. That is the full preview for part 1. How many stones do we get? So I didn't want to keep going back and forth here, but part 1 missions, SNS campaign, I only put 3 because the other 6 come from parts 2 and 3. New Dokkan event gives us 2 stones. Red Zone stages 6 and 7 gives us 27 because you get 1 stone for clearing each stage, and then you get like a bunch of missions for the final 2. Ultimate Clash 35, Boss Rush 35, Support Memory Boost 7, Blue Zone 23, Assassin's Domain 16, Broly Skill Orb, Beerus 9, Frieza 7, Memorial Part 1. So this is not actually shown. Memorial Battle, they don't show it in the campaign details. So this is why I went through and I actually found all of the announcements in here. It's very annoying that it doesn't list it. So let me actually go ahead and find that so I can show you guys. So here's why it gets a little confusing, because it shows that the new stage for the Memorial Battle movie thing is happening in part 2, but the first stage actually drops towards the end of part 1. So I guess that's probably why. So February 8th is when the Gogeta and the Broly stages drop. Their stages 1 and 2. So I consider that to be part of part 1, even though it's towards the tail end. Look at the dates, right? So I consider that part of it. You don't have to. It's ultimately, I mean, it really just doesn't matter. I just wanted to spread it out, make it a little bit more balanced. So I put that here. And then also top grossing is in here because JP did get top grossing. So global should get top grossing as well. 30 Dragon Stones, not 2,500. Shout out Google Translate. 30 Dragon Stones. So I also factored those in. And the total came up to about 324. So if you want to round it down, just say 300 Dragon Stones are dropped during part 1. Be my guest. There you have it. That is the full preview for the part 1 celebration, the part 1 section of the 9th anniversary celebration. I will be going through part 2 and part 3 in future videos. But yeah, this is what we have been waiting for, people. This is why we have been saving up our stones. This is why we have been getting more and more hype and just looking towards the future, because this is the future. 9th anniversary is an insanely busted celebration, and you guys are gonna love it. I'm gonna love it. You're gonna love it. We're all gonna love it. Dokkan is back, baby, in 15 days. Actually, more like in 8 days, because the countdown is also pretty hype. Guys, thank you so much for watching. If you enjoyed the video, be sure to leave a like down below. Let me know in the comments your thoughts on the part 1 breakdown. What sort of events are you looking forward to? How many Dragon Stones would you have if you were to add 300 to the total? We're not factoring in the countdown stones at all. So let me know what event you're looking forward to, which unit are you going to be summoning for first. Let me know your overall goals with part 1 in the comments down below. Also be sure to subscribe for more content in the future and click the notification bell so that you let YouTube know you're going to see more of my stuff. Do it. Thanks again. Stay tuned and remember to Dokkan responsibly.